Okay, we're chapter 7, section 2, multiplying powers with the same base. Our objective, I can multiply powers with the same base. So our first box here says understanding multiplying exponents with the same base. So we're just going to kind of give an example and work through it. So we're going to say x to the fourth times x to the third. So what this means, the x to the fourth means x times x times x times x. Then we're going to multiply that by x to the third. So x times x times x. So if we count up all those x's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this is x to the 7th. As that works, it's not the easiest way to do it. So there is a shortcut to it. So if you notice with 4 and 3, how can I get 7? So we're just going to add them. So we're going to keep our base and add our exponents. So 4 plus 3 is 7. So that's the shortcut, and that's what we're going to be doing. So problem 1, multiplying powers. It says 12 to the second times 12 to the third. So that's going to be 12, and then 2 plus 3. That's going to be 12 to the 5th. And that's our answer. B. We're going to keep our base, so negative 5. We're going to add our exponents. Negative 2 plus 7. Keep our base. Negative 2 plus 7 is 5. C. Keep our base. We're going to add our exponents. 3 plus 6. 3 plus 6 is 9. D, we're going to keep our base. So 0.5. We're going to add our exponents. Negative 3 plus negative 8. So it's going to be 0.5 to the negative 11th. And E, we're going to do the same thing. It's got 3 of them. We're going to keep our base of 9, and then we're going to add our exponents. So negative 3 plus 2 plus 6. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 plus 6 is 5. So 9 to the 5th is our answer. Problem 2. It says multiplying powers in algebraic expressions. That means we're going to add some variables in there. So the first thing, all we're doing is we're multiplying what our coefficients are first. So we have a 5, a 1, and a 3. Remember there's an invisible 1. So that's 5 times 1 times 3. And then we're going to multiply the variables. So x to the 4th times x to the 9th times x. And again, there's an invisible 1. Again, that's going to help when we add. So 5 times 1 times 3 is 15. And then 4 plus 9 is 13. Plus 1 is 14. So 15 x to the 14th. B. I'm going to bring my coefficients out in front. So 4. Negative 4, times 7 times 2. And then c to the third times d to the second times c to the negative second. So negative 4 times 7 is negative 28. Negative 28 times 2 is negative 56. I can only add them if they have the same base. So I can't add the c and d together, but I can add the c's together. So 3 plus negative 2 is 1. So there's an invisible 1, so I can write it with the 1 or without. And then d to the second. So c, I'm going to bring out my coefficients. So 4 times 9. And then I've got z to the 5th times z to the negative 12th. 4 times 9 is 36. And I've got z, I'm going to add my exponents. 5 plus negative 12 is negative 7. So this is one way we can write it. Or, like we talked about in the last section, we can simplify that negative. So we're going to write 36 over z to the 7th. So really, any one of these answers are fine. They mean the same thing. So D, I've got 2 times 9 times 3. Then A, and remember we've got that invisible 1, times B to the 4th, times A to the 2nd. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 9 is 54. I'm going to add my exponents on my A's, so A to the 3rd and B to the 4th. Again, remember you can only combine them if they have the same base. Again, so I've got 1 times 12, J to the 2nd times K to the negative 2nd times J, again, is the invisible 1. 1 times 12 is 12. I'm going to add my exponents on my J's, so J to the 3rd, and then K to the negative 2nd. So just like in example C, I could simplify that further. I could say 12 J to the 3rd over K to the 2nd without those negative exponents. And F says explain x to the A times x to the B times x to the C. We're going to keep our base and we're going to add our exponents. So A plus B plus C. Even though they're variables and they're not numbers, we can still add them together. We can't combine them, but we can leave it like that. So that's just our answer. To the bottom, it says multiplying with scientific notation. Scientific notation is just a fancy way to write really big or really small numbers. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply by those first two numbers together. So that 2 and that 4. So 2 times 4. We're going to use this times sign. That's about the only time we're ever going to use that times sign because that's what they use in scientific notation. And then we're going to do our 10. So 10 to the 3rd times 10 to the 10th. Again, this should be pretty easy. 2 times 4 is 8. We're going to bring down that special times sign. And then 10 to the 3rd times 10 to the 10th is 10 to the 13th. The only thing special about that is that first number, that 8, has to be between 1 and 10. If you get a number that's bigger than 10 or less than 1, we're going to have to move that decimal and change our exponents that way it is between 1 and 10. So let's do B. We do 2.1 times 3.2, our special times sign, and then 10 to the 6th times 10 to the 6th. So we're going to multiply our first two numbers. When we do, we get 6.72 times 10. 6 plus 6 is 12. So 6.72 times 10 to the 12th. Again, that 6.72 is a number between 1 and 10, so it's fine. We're going to go ahead and flip over to the back. It says problem 3, simplifying expressions with rational exponents. That means you have a fraction as your exponent. So A says 81 to the 1/4. All that is asking us is what number to the 4th power is equal to 81. So we might have to do a little bit of guess and check here. So we know it's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81. So if 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81, that means 81 to the 1/4 power is 3. Make sure you do these because we're going to use these in the next section. So B says 16 to the 1/4. That means what to the 4th power is equal to 16. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 16. So our answer is 2. So 27 to the 1/3 means what number to the 3rd power is equal to 27? So that's 3 times 3 times 3. I already told you guys that one in A. It's equal to 27, so our answer is 3. And then D says 64 to the 1/2. That means what number squared is 64? We should know that one. That's 8 times 8 is equal to 64. So 8 is my answer. So keep a hold of those because we're going to use those. So now I have a number that's not a 1 on top. So how we do this is we have to break them up so there are 1s on top. And we do that kind of the opposite of how we did the first part of this. So instead of add, we're going to split them up. So that's 64 to the 3 over 2, we're going to split that up to 64 to the 1 over 2 times 64 to the 1 over 2 times 64 to the 1 over 2. Because if I were to add those, 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2 gives me 3/2, or 3 over 2. So again, looking at that last section, we did 64 to the 1/2, and we said that was 8. So this is 8 times 8 times 8, which is 512. So B says 25 to the 3 over 2. So that's going to be 25 to the 1/2 times 25 to the 1/2 times 25 to the 1/2. Again, 1/2 just means the same as square root. The square root of 25 is 5. So 5 times 5 times 5 is going to be 125. 27 to the 2/3. That's 27 to the 1/3 times 27 to the 1/3. So that's going to be 3 times 3, which is 9. 16 to the 3/4 is 16 to the 1/4 times 16 to the 1/4 times 16 to the 1/4. That's 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. So moving on to our last section, we're going to pull our coefficients out in front. So 2 times 3 times 1 times 5. The next one, we're going to put our a's in there. So a to the 2/3 times a to the 1/3. And then b to the 1/4 times, we have to change this one so it has a 4 on bottom, so it's going to be b to the 2/4. That way when we add them, they have common denominators. So 2 times 3 is 6, times 1 is 6, times 5 is 30. 2/3 plus 1/3 is 3/3, or a whole. So that's the same as just an invisible 1. And then 1/4 plus 2/4 is 3/4, so b to the 3/4. Same thing for b. We're going to pull our coefficients out in front, so 2 times 2. And then we've got c to the 3/5 and c to the 1/5. 2 times 2 is 4. 3/5 plus 1/5 is 4/5. So 4, and then c to the 4/5. My invisible coefficients are 1 times 1. And I've got n to the 1/3 times n to the 4/3. Again, I don't really need those 1s. If I add 1/3 and 4/3, I get 5/3. So this is just n to the 5/3. And then d, so I've got my invisible numbers, so 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. Again, I really don't need those. So I need to change that 2/3 so it has a 9 on bottom. So that's going to change to 4, or to 6/9, because we're multiplying them both by 3. And then that's going to be b to the 4/9. Same thing with our c. I've got 2/5. I need to change it so it's a 5 on bottom. So that's going to be 4/10 times c to the 9/10. Again, our 1s, we don't really need those. 6 plus 4 is 10, so this is b to the 10/9. And then 4 plus 9 is 13, so 13/10. And again, that's my answer on that. We just leave them as fractions. So your IXL is B4 that talks about multiplying powers. And then W3 talks about multiplying those numbers in scientific notation.